Does that look like rain? I certainly hope not. Oh. What's up, vlog? Hope you're having a good Tuesday. I'm halfway done the morning leg of the Tuesday route, and I'm about to knock out this one and this one. I'll catch up with you at lunch. Hit the backyard now. I don't like recording in customers' backyards. I stick to with what Google Maps can see. So I'll check in with you in a little bit. I have a little bit of a story for you. Where do I begin? So I picked up a customer last minute, kind of a week before mowing, the week after mowing started. It was just super early on in the season. I mean, we are super early on. It's June 10th now, or June 10th. And anyways, I picked this guy up last minute and seemed like a solid, well-rounded guy, nice house. I had a little bit of a health problem going on. I had to get something done with his brain, tumor or something. And he's become a little forgetful and weak and just couldn't take care of his front lawn. The back was all landscaped. So anyways, I picked this guy up and mowed the first one, which was the end of April, billed on the 1st, May 1st for that visit, and things went fine. And then May carried out as usual, weekly service, mowed every Tuesday, and went to go bill on June 1st, and the card got declined. I do credit card on file for everybody. End of month billing, June 1st, May 1st, you know, for services provided the month prior. That might change because of this. I've been burned once before, twice actually. I had a guy pay a year after his card got declined and ghosted me. He called me up a year later saying, hey, I think I owe you some money. Oh, really, dude? And then had the audacity, this is the crazy part, had the audacity to want to sign up again. I said, no sir, thanks for the money, but see you later. Now, this guy, June 1st, I billed for the month of May. I went to go bill, obviously the card got declined. It happens, you know, I don't automatically assume the worst. I just think their card got expired, they got a new card, whatever. Things happen, and you know, 9.5 times out of 10, I call, they give me a new card, I put it through, and we're good for, you know, for the remainder of the season at least. So I sent the invoice after the card got declined and said, hey, you know, your card didn't go through, and here's an option for e-transfer to get things settled. Here's a link to add your new card information, blah, blah, blah. Called him after, as I normally do, just to let them know. Some people don't monitor their email. And he said, oh, that's embarrassing. Let me call my credit card. I'll see what I can do. I'll get back to you. Called me back a couple hours. Oh, the account got canceled, or the account got blocked or shut down or locked or something. It's okay, reasonable. You know, fraud, whatever, cool. Maybe they caught something and just shut it down out of a security feature or reason. So that seemed understanding. He said he'll look into it Monday. They're closed right now, and he'll get it sorted. So he was on my Tuesday route. Monday, you know, I get into the jive of things and just completely forget to, you know, reach out or anything. And then Tuesday came around, and that was his mow day, and I just cut as per usual, not giving it a lot of thought, in good faith that he was getting things sorted and, you know, would pay and get the balance all settled. So I wasn't really concerned. I normally cut at least once after that goes through, because like I said, people, things pop up, and it's very rare that you get burnt by like getting completely ghosted, especially like this guy. Like, we've chatted on multiple occasions. Like, it's not just like, hey, here's a quote, never met you, okay, approved, get a card, and then just cut the grass without ever meeting this guy. Like he he invited me into his house and gave me like a Gatorade and showed me, he redid his dining room and his backyard landscape pool oasis and like all this stuff. So I mean, met him 2-3 times over the course of like the last several weeks. Obviously I don't know him, but I thought that we had enough relationship to at least for him to communicate something like this. Anyways, fast forward to today. No, let me rewind for a second. I have automatic invoice reminders that get put out 7 days after the initial invoice date, and then again 10 days. So you get a 7-day reminder and a 10-day reminder. As soon as that balance is settled, a bunch of people driving around. So a reminder was sent out on the 8th, and you know, essentially heard nothing back. But anyways, fast forward to today. It's the 10th, and again, it's his service day. So I realized, oh yeah, I got him next while I was finishing up the yard prior to him. And I gave him a call, left a voicemail saying, hey, give me a call back. Sent him a quick text, hey, you know, it's me, give me a call back. And then I just, you know, as I'd have every other week for the past, 7 weeks now, showed up to cut the grass. I just figured I'll ring the doorbell real quick. You know, we kind of chat, okay, that's the situation, cool. Got new card info, and I would have just put the payment through there, or if he wanted to e-transfer, just to kind of figure it out. I mean, I know people have busy lives, and I'm flexible. You know, I'm not a huge stickler, because myself, I've forgotten some payments here and there. Like, we're humans. So, anyways, ring the doorbell, crickets. And then I kind of peek around the corner, and I see the dog is in the backyard. Okay, so somebody's home. Maybe they're just in the pool. You know what? Maybe I'm gonna cut the yard, and he'll hear the lawnmower, the weed whacker, the blower, and he'll come out and be like, hey, you know what? I'm so sorry. Let's get this. Let me figure this out. I'll, you know, and maybe something like that. So I cut the yard, trim, blow, the whole shebang, and nobody's come outside. The dog is no longer like in the side fenced yard. So I'm thinking, let me ring the doorbell one more time. Dude, the dog is now inside the house. Okay, I ring the doorbell. I hear, roo, 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 you know, barking from inside. And then somebody shushed the dog. 100% someone shushed the dog. Like, it was a woof, 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 and that's it. Dude, you ring a doorbell, dogs are woof, 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 woof. No, no, somebody shushed this dog. And like completely ignoring the fact that I'm at the front door. Weird. Like, unless it's a fluke and I don't know. I think this might be the second time in my history of starting this little endeavor here of getting ghosted. I think I have a gut feeling that this will not get settled and I'll have to write it off as a loss, which is mind-boggling that this dude could do that. And what I'm starting to think now, and I could be way off the deep end, but what my gut's telling me is that he might be a bit of a con artist. I don't know. Maybe him telling me this story about a brain tumor and an eye patch and being forgetful. Like, the first time I met him, the dog was out. I said, oh, what's the dog's name? And he said like Bo or something. I go, oh, hey, Bo. And then like 5 minutes later, he goes, no, it's Dexter or Dodo or I don't know. He gave me a different dog name, and I'm like, okay, brain tumor. He's forgetful. Totally understand. And you know, on the flip side of that, he could be forgetting that he's got bills to pay. Like, maybe he's off the deep end and having a crazy bad health experience, and if that's the case, then I'm wrong. But still, you're gonna have a mortgage and phone bills and utility bills that need to be taken care of, and he's got family. So somebody, if it is a health matter, it's been 10 days, somebody should be reaching out. Somebody should be taking care of bills and what's due. You'd think. I don't know. You let me know in the comments below what you think, what you'd do. Anyways, after that, you know, I stood there at the house for a little bit, just staring at it like, bro, there's no way like somebody's let the dog in and is just ignoring me at the doorbell. I stood there for a little bit. They got a video camera, like it's doing its little ring dance and sending it to somebody. Like whoever has it on their phone can speak to this doorbell. But dude, there was somebody home and they're just ignoring me. Unless there's like a doggy door from the outside to the inside, but I don't think so. I don't think many people have just their dog wandering in and out on their friggin' own. But I don't have a dog, so maybe they do. I don't know. So that was mind-blowing. Never had that experience before. Normally when I ring someone's doorbell, give them a call, text them, they respond. And you know, you can see that the reminder was sent on the 8th, and you can see that it was open. You can see that the text was delivered. And I'm just getting the cold freaking shoulder, man. Luckily it's only like $300, and then these 2 cuts, so that's $450-ish. It's not gonna make or break me, but I mean, it's still a good chunk of money that is probably never going to see the light of day. Anyways, after I stood there, I stared at the house for a couple minutes, did a couple of like, are you kidding me? Really? just so that if somebody's looking out the window at me, they see that I'm like, dude, what? And anyways, I carried on and went to the next yard. Went to the next yard and sat there and wrote out a little bit of a draft email. I'm basically saying like, hey, what's the deal? As per our last conversation, you said card problems, and I'm not gonna go over it all over again. I basically said what I all just said into like formal professional words, and then ran it through the homie Chat GPT and pumped out something a little bit more professional, because you know, what I had written was a little, what's the word, passive aggressive. So I wanted to make sure it was professional and no emotions in there. So that's where AI really comes in handy for things like that. But I sent it over and said, you know, effective uno this momento, services are canceled until the balance is paid in full. So I'm hoping I get that money, but if not, I'll tell all my landscape buddies in the area not to work with said person's name. Yeah, it's just wild that, I don't know, I could be wrong and something could have happened and I'll probably feel pretty bad, but I don't think that's the case. I think I'm getting fooled. I think they're thinking they can pull a fast one on Mr. Van Green. Buddy, no. And even if he does pay, let's say he does pay, let's hope he pays. Over, breakup, canceled, as it should be. Like, you can't just ghost somebody for rendered services. There's too many people that we've said no to. I'm full. I'm full. We got people that we're saying we're like a wait list. You know, they're gonna go find somebody else, but at least we have them in the system to market to in the future. But we're turning people away because I'm full. So if you get buggers like this pulling fast ones when I could have had somebody else in their spot who's actually gonna pay and not mess me around. That's my that's what I'm dealing with today. I'm not gonna let it rain on my parade, no pun intended. It's kind of spitting, or it was at least. But yeah, the things you deal with, the people you deal with, it's certainly I don't want to say it's never a dull moment, because most of the time they are dull moments. It's very mundane, repetitive, and then you get things like this that kind of kick the dust up, and it's like, oh, this can get kind of exciting. So I got to find a replacement because I canceled it. Shouldn't be a problem. Phone rings every day, website blows up with lead requests every day because of SEO and putting in that work. And after 4 or 5 years of doing that, you can rank organically on Google and your website, and you will have an endless amount of leads. If you have any questions about that, drop them in the comments below. I'll help out if I can. But with that being said, credit card on file is a good system so that you're not chasing money, trying to collect every month. But it's you know, it's a good system in that sense when people's cards go through. Where it lacks is that if you get a situation like this where it fails to authorize, and now you're out a month of service visits, like 4 or 5 visits depending on the month. That could be $100 account, and that's $500 that you could be missing out on. If you're just starting out, that's a big chunk of money, man. Even for somebody who's been doing it for a while, like, it's not chump change. So what I'm thinking after dealing with this, and I haven't dealt with this in a long time, and it could get sorted, I don't know, but I'm still dealing with getting to there. Like, if it gets resolved, cool, but I still have to go through this to resolve it. And to avoid that completely, more or less, like, avoid losing out on a month of potentially losing out on a month of revenue, I think I'm going to implement weekly billing. Maybe not this year, but next year. Like, for the clients that I've had for 3-4 years, like, you know they're going to pay, but it's when you get new customers, and I've had quite a few new customers recently, and luckily most people are decent humans, and there's no problems. But you get those bad apples that wreck it for everybody, and makes me consider weekly billing. I notice a lot of guys in the industry are transitioning over to that weekly billing. I think monthly used to be like the standard, but weekly seems to be a better, like, sure, you got a little bit more back-end admin work, you got to process all the cards and send the invoices, but yeah, it makes your cash flow a lot better, especially if you got some guys to pay. You got money coming in every week versus once a month. So that is something that I'm going to probably do, definitely for 2026. I'll probably ride it out this year, don't want to make any changes, but come renewal for 2026, yeah, weekly billing. And you auto generate it all. Like, you're not in there building things out. You complete the job and auto generate and click send charge card, and then send the invoice. It's not that much, it's a couple clicks. It takes half hour to do monthly billing, and you're billing out the same amount, so it'd be 20 minutes, half hour a week. It's really starting to rain now. Well, spit, but anyways, buggers, man. I'll make his yard look good too. Like, damn, buggers. So one more thing I want to touch on, and then we're gonna wrap it up for today, is feeling anxious and nervous about starting something new. You should treat anything that you want to start in your life, whether it's business, personal, anything, just show up. You might be anxious, you might be nervous, but that's only because you're not comfortable. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you get. And it might seem very, very simple, but a lot of us can get so overwhelmed and anxious and psych ourselves out. And I fall victim to that quite often. And my mission and goal is to show up and do this, to become more comfortable, to, in return, help some people out and spread some positivity and a good mindset. Just things like that. So I don't really know where this channel's gonna go. I don't know if I want to box myself into the whole lawn care thing. All 290 subscribers, hey man, I appreciate you, but the channel might not be what you signed up for. But no hard feelings if it's not. It's a journey, and I thank you for sticking around, and hopefully sticking around further. But I'm gonna leave it there, and I'll catch you on the next one.